In a famous behavioral study, researchers found that people given a choice between receiving $100 today or $110 tomorrow almost always take the smaller reward immediately, sacrificing a massive 10% overnight return. This simple mathematical glitch in our biology explains why millions of hardworking people with great incomes end up with exactly $0 in savings. This emotional loop is driven by a hidden neurological mechanism that actively sabotages your bank account, forcing you to buy things you do not even want. By understanding how a bizarre evolutionary trick makes saving money feel like physical pain, you can finally unlock the single behavioral mind hack that turns broke people into self-made millionaires. And the last step we cover is the sole reason most people never escape. This financial self-sabotage is driven by a psychological phenomenon known as present bias, which forces us to overvalue the present moment while drastically discounting the future. Economists call this time-inconsistent behavior because our rational plans for tomorrow are constantly hijacked by the emotional demands of today. But why does a brain designed for survival make decisions that guarantee our financial ruin? The answer lies in the pioneering work of psychiatrist George Ainslie, who discovered that human beings do not discount the future at a steady, logical rate. Instead, we use what is called hyperbolic discounting. Our internal evaluation system crashes when an object is placed right in front of us, making a $5 latte right now seem infinitely more valuable than a comfortable retirement 30 years down the road. But Ainslie's research revealed an even darker truth about how our brains treat our own future selves. Psychologist Hal Hirschfield used fMRI brain scans to observe how people think about their future selves, and the results were absolutely staggering. When participants were asked to think about themselves 10 years in the future, their brains lit up in the exact same pattern as when they were asked to think about a complete stranger. This means that when you tell yourself you will start saving next month, your brain literally registers that as a chore you're forcing some random stranger to perform. Since your brain perceives your future self as a stranger, spending money today feels like a reward, while saving money actually feels like physical loss. In fact, neuroimaging studies show that parting with cash activates the insula, which is the exact same brain region that registers physical pain, like touching a hot stove. But there is a way to bypass this pain entirely, and it starts with understanding how modern credit card companies exploited this biological flaw to build multi-billion-dollar empires. Now here is the part nobody talks about. You're not lazy, and you're not bad with math. You're simply fighting a war against a brain that was designed to survive the Ice Age. Back when resources were scarce, a human who found berries had to eat them immediately or risk losing them to scavengers, meaning instant gratification was once a highly successful survival strategy. But in a modern society built on compound interest, this ancient programming is a direct ticket to the poorhouse, which brings us to a shocking study published by researcher JJ Xiao in 2019. In his 2019 paper on present bias in financial behavior, researcher JJ Xiao discovered that consumers suffering from high levels of present bias also exhibited significantly poorer physical health and diminished executive brain function. This means that financial stress does not just empty your wallet. It physically degrades your prefrontal cortex, making it harder to resist impulse purchases in a devastating, self-reinforcing downward spiral. But how do we break this cycle when our very biology is working against us? The answer came from Nobel Prize-winning economist Richard Thaler, who realized that trying to force yourself to use willpower to save money is a losing battle. Thaler co-created a revolutionary system called Save More Tomorrow that completely bypassed present bias by asking employees to commit to saving a portion of their future raises rather than their current paychecks. Because the saving action would only happen in the future, the brain did not register it as a loss today, resulting in an astronomical 400% increase in savings rates for participants. This brilliant hack works because it aligns with our evolutionary programming instead of fighting it, allowing us to build massive wealth while still satisfying our craving for the present. By automating your savings so the money is transferred the exact microsecond your paycheck hits your account, you never actually see or touch the money, eliminating the pain of paying altogether. But there's another hidden psychological trap that destroys even the most automated savings plans when life gets stressful. But this next study broke my brain. Researchers found that your childhood environment exerts a powerful, invisible gravity over your adult financial decisions. If you grew up in a household where money was a constant source of anxiety or scarcity, your brain was programmed to believe that money must be spent immediately before it vanishes. This subconscious programming acts as a financial thermostat, quietly sabotaging your investments or career opportunities the moment you start to find real success. When your brain detects that your bank account is getting too high compared to your childhood baseline, it triggers a state of subconscious panic, prompting you to make reckless purchases to return to your familiar comfort zone of being broke. To break this invisible ceiling, you must actively rewrite your financial identity by exposing your brain to your future self on a daily basis. Behavioral scientists have found that simply looking at an age-progressed photo of yourself can instantly double your savings rate because it forces your brain to recognize that stranger in the mirror as you. Another highly effective strategy is introducing artificial friction into your spending habits. Forcing your logical prefrontal cortex to wake up before your primitive brain can pull the trigger. By deleting saved credit card numbers from your browser and enforcing a strict 48-hour waiting period on all non-essential purchases, you disrupt the instant feedback loop that drives impulse buying. But none of these strategies will work unless you solve the final, most dangerous psychological trap of all. This brings us back to the ultimate secret of escaping the broke cycle. You must stop viewing saving money as a sacrifice and start viewing it as buying your future freedom. Every dollar you save is not a dollar lost today. It is a productive employee you are hiring to work for you, compounding over time to buy back your time and autonomy. Once you shift your perspective from "I cannot afford this" to "I am purchasing my freedom," the entire chemistry of your brain changes, transforming saving from a painful chore into an addictive game. To start hacking your present bias today, log into your banking app right now. Set up an automatic transfer of just 5% of your income to a separate account, and forget it even exists. Your future self is relying on you to make this single, simple choice today so that they do not have to suffer tomorrow. If you want to continue mastering the hidden psychology of wealth and human behavior, subscribe to the channel and join our community.